Andrew Tate being cancelled was such a hot topic, but what it needed was debate. And what it needed was, think of it this way: I've assimilated millions of followers by finding people chatting shit and calling them out on their misinformation. Should you think Andrew Tate or anyone in that similar position is spouting misinformation, why not download the video, stitch it, correct it, inform people, educate people? You could build a mass of your own followers. You could actually drown him out should your point be more poignant or, relevant than his. Tate definitely did get a learning curve from being cancelled. And what's interesting now is he generated so much attention because it is an attention economy. Whoever can draw the most attention online is going to win the battle. He got cancelled for pushing it a bit too far, and they took some old clips, they took it out of context. Also, when you're preaching a message on social media, but it doesn't impact your bank balance, it's very easy to overstep the mark. You know what I mean? Imagine me and you are here, and no matter what, we've got 50 other businesses that are going to make us millions at the end of the year. We probably don't care that much about getting cancelled. So I actually think he did say some things that he probably didn't mean. But now that Twitter have reinstated him, he's brought that message back. He's converted to Islam, and he's actually found a very interesting balance between provocateur and role model. And he's actually storming through a path where for nearly a few months now, he's not done anything cancelable. Piers Morgan interviews. Have you seen how they've gone?
Yeah.
First one, he's getting shouted at. Second one, he's making solid points. Third one, he did online. Fourth one, he flew on a private jet back to London to play Piers Morgan in chess.
Yeah.
It's very interesting how everything's turning out with Andrew Tate, isn't it?
You've actually sat down around a table and had a conversation with him. What was your experience like meeting him in person? And did it surprise you, or did you go in with any sort of preset ideas on what you were expecting from him?
I knew from the off that he's a very intelligent guy. Tell you that straight from the off. So the first thing I could tell is just the way he can form a verbal argument. People hate to say it, but he's probably in the top 5 verbal competent people, up there with the likes of, let's say Jordan Peterson. How much is off the cuff? We don't know. We don't know. Perspicacity. So you've got a very verbal, competent person. Second of all, I'd seen that him and his brother have been on TV for the best part of 10 years. And you should never, ever discredit someone that's been in a hustle for 10 years. Like, off the top of my head, who else do I know that's been in this game 10 years? Probably Rogan. That's the only person I really know that's got 10 years plus of like really going at it. Then the kind of brotherhood with his brother, like that is very strong. So before I've even judged him on anything he said, the way he is with his brother, the loyalty to that. Then his father, I know, is ex-military and chess. Now, bums don't play chess. Bums don't get their kids to play chess. So I know there's intelligence. I know there's long-sighted kind of logic, and I know there's strong family bonds. So I knew straight from the off, this guy's too intelligent to be an idiot, if that makes sense. And I said on another podcast, just before or just when he got cancelled, he had the perfect opportunity, because I've been watching this and people think I'm probably trying to simp him off. I'm not. I'm fascinated from a marketing standpoint. I'm someone who has a very, very comfortable life from using social media as a tool to reach people. So when you see someone do it better than it's ever been done in history, you pay attention to that. And if you don't pay attention to that, you're a fucking idiot. So I'm watching him very closely. I'm tuning into some of his interviews. When he did the Nelk Boys podcast in Croatia, that's when he had to turn a corner and show his true colors a bit more. But he kept up the bravado because the misogynistic thing was gaining him too much popularity, even though it was bad press. To me, and I'll say this to his face, he should have turned the corner then, but he didn't. He waited until he got cancelled. So I met him in Dubai and we spoke for about half an hour before the podcast. And he's a really nice guy. And people are going to hate to say that. They're going to hate to hear that. We stood in a pretty busy gym and we just had a chat, and just not really about anything business, about this, about that, about events. He'd obviously done his homework on me, or he'd had people do homework on me, which again, when you're having a conversation with one of the most famous people in the world and he's taken 5-10 minutes out of his day to know who you are, what you've done. We even had a bit of banter about the fact that I put a bald cap on pretending to be him on social media, Bugatti. And then we go into the room, we sit down, the cameras go on, and you know exactly at that point, he switches it. Boom. He's Andrew Tate. And he has all the points, all the things he wants to say. And he does it very, very well, very precisely. I was actually impressed by the energy he brought for 2.5 hours. And I was like, where's this coming from? I was actually, not the things he was saying so much, the way he said it, the kind of the energy, the vigor, all of these things. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, I think you forget how many podcasts he's done, how long he's been doing this, how long he's been opinionated. There are videos of him saying things very similar to what he's saying now on old camera phones from probably 7 years ago. And he's a nice guy. And then some of the things he said in the podcast was like, oh, I'm not being associated with that. But yeah, if anyone was ever going to meet him or hang out with him, he's not the person you see on social media. And again, I've probably been guilty of this. I've chatted shit about people I've not met, where in reality, we should probably hold our reservations till we've had a bit of FaceTime with people.